Hi, and welcome to our Facebook Live Come Crafting with Jill and Jez. I'm Jez.
And I'm Jill.
And we do a live crafting session on the first Saturday of every month in our Facebook group. So if you would like to join us live on our group, then pop over to Facebook and join us. Come Crafting with Jill and Jez. We are looking at oldies but goodies. So I just pulled out loads.
And all of them.
Yeah, I'm just like, yeah, I like that one, I like that one, I like that one, I like that one. So this one, which I liked immediately when it was in the catalogue, bought it.
Yeah.
And not done a lot with it. So there we go. So yeah, we had I was just going through Lovely You, Painted Poppies, Dragonfly Garden. I got to Amazing Silhouettes for me, whether or not that got filmed, I don't know. I hardly use this. We got it free. Butterfly Brilliance. Gotta love a butterfly, haven't you? And then this is my like go-to sentiments because it's so useful. So useful. So yeah, I'm basically using them all. So yeah. And oldie but goodie. This is a real oldie. It's not in the catalogue. I never even knew it existed until I found it on one of the retired selling sites. And it's just perfect for my journals. I just love these words here because they're just great prompts for putting on tags and things. So yeah, using that bit.
I vaguely remember it being in the catalogue.
I don't. It's well before my time. And I'm using something new. I'm using these artistic mix decorative masks. And I haven't used the square ones yet. I used that in a card recently, but I'm using these, and it was these that I was really interested in when I saw them in the catalogue, because I thought, oh, what a wonderful way of, making a label in a different way, or a sentiment thing. And there's quite a lot of different ways of using it. And what I did, because like with my tags and things and that and journals, I do make like book plates and things. So so I've made different book plates, and I don't like that one, but then I redid it. And
they've left a bit.
Yeah. So that, and as you can see, these two are matted, and so I've got mats in the same shape as well. I cut loads, and I've used my scan and cut, and I may do a separate video on how I did this. So they are bigger to mat on top, and I've used one. I made myself a little notebook. I'm just going to show you how I made the labels, but then I sort of used the Create from that retired set, and I've used loads of the stamp sets to create this label. And there I've got myself a little notebook for me planning of my videos and things. So I've got a square grid so I can draw out, and then I can write the instructions. So that's one way of doing it. Also on the front of a journal there, so this, I've got a video on making this. This is what I've used as my sort of glue book, and I've done my my collages for a month, and so that's sort of another way of using these as well. And then you could also, if you've got a tag, so this is a tag I made a while back, you can pop it there on a tag front, so that works. And you could also use them in the corner of in a journal itself, and just glue it down on three sides, and you've got a wee little pocket. So lots of uses, and it is just, like I say, these things. So if I just start making them, and then I might explain how I getting a piece of paper now, how I cut them out. So I'm using Whisper White. I always find I use Whisper White, even though I kind of go for the vintage look.
Basic white.
That's the one. What did I call it?
Whisper White.
Whisper White.
We
Yeah,
all do.
I probably
We
will
all do
forever.
Yeah.
Because it takes the colour so well. I think it's better than. I prefer to use Basic White to very vanilla. So so what I did was I used a bit of washi to secure my piece of paper, cardstock, so that didn't move. So we'll keep that still. And then I stick it down. Now, the ones that I want to do words on, I stamp the words first because they're not see-through. So if I do one that's current, so wildly grateful, I'm going to do that. I'm thinking of making like a gratitude journal, and wildly grateful I think would be a good thing to have on the front of a gratitude journal. We are hosting another Thanksgiving this year, so there we go. Wildly grateful. Now that is wonky, don't matter.
No.
Because I'm going to stick then this over so it actually looks straight. And I'm going to put it over a bit like so. So you can choose by doing this. I'm going to have to move that because that's coming in to the stencil. So that's about straight. So secure that. And then I'm taking my blending brush, she says, but she can't see it. I had it out on my desk. I don't think I put it away. Now I can't see it. I maybe did put it away. There it is, Jess. There it is. So this has already got soft suede ink on it. Takes ages for it to run out of ink once it's inked up. So I wash my others, but this one I don't wash because this is permanently soft suede or similar. So just going round and round the edges, not across the middle. I kind of kept the middle so that it wasn't covered. And then I took this stamp even Sahara sand, because that's nice and that's sort of light. Stamped it up. I'm just stamping up the top of it because obviously it's a small space there, you're not going to see it all. And I think for a vintage thing, this gave a lovely effect. So I'm just sort of plonking that anywhere on there, and you've got that sort of, I think, a really nice looking effect for it being a little bit sort of vintage. Dodges from the poppies, and I thought I'll do some age spots with that. So I'm going to go with Sahara sand as well, so don't want them too dark. So do a little bit of age spots. Sort of old paper has spots and dots, patination I think it's called. And so stick a few of those around. And then this is when I kind of looked at that stamp set with from the lovely, whatever it's called, Lovely You.
Yeah.
And I thought I'm gonna stamp that. So I'll have a bit of soft suede, and I'm just gonna put that in the corner there, and I might even have a bit coming in at the top. So you're making a little a little work of art there.
Yeah.
And I quite like working in a small space like that. Now, you can fussy cut this, it's quite easy to fussy cut, but I used my scan and cut, and a scan and cut needs a really sharp edge to cut. So I'm using my soft suede Stampin' Right marker. You could just draw it in a pencil and then
rub it out after you've cut, but I actually quite like the look of it with this nice dark edge around. So it's quite easy because it's you know, it's a stencil, it's quite a thick plastic. So I just go over a couple of times. I'm using the pen end, not the brush end. There we go. And then you can just pull it up, and then you've got a nice little label. What I'll do on this before I have a disaster, darling, I'm just, oh, you can't see, I'm just wiping it with some tissue. And that, what I did was I did half a sheet of cardstock with it, and I do the same then with this one. Do you want to see me do it with that one? I'm not sure what the time is. It's 10 to 3, got 10 minutes.
10 minutes, maybe I won't. So I do the same with that one. Okay, just getting rid of my washi. Now I then, once I'd done like a sheet, I then fed it through, and I thought this great way, just having them in me stash ready. I'm going to cut this one out by hand just to show you can. I mean, this one's not difficult. The cutting these ones out a little bit more problematic, I found. So, but these are nice straight edges, so I'm just going up the straight edge, ignoring the corners for now. But you see the difference between the white and that. I mean, that, and it gives you a little bit of a different colour if you use very vanilla. I like the way the white takes colour.
The very vanilla, all the colours look a little bit yellowy, don't they? When you
okay, I think because when you stamp on it, I think it does change the tint of the colour. So I do a lot of tea dyeing paper, and I've got some cream paper that I bought in a yard sale, an actual yard sale in the UK. Can you believe it? And it was a front garden sale, really. And when I dye that tea dyed, it does give it a different effect. Now you could just cut round those, or you could take a very small circle punch. I've still got the 1/2 inch circle punch. Probably use this circle punch more than any other circle punch I own. And it's nice, you've got a nice little sort of ticket, and junk journalers do love their tickets. So I like this for it being, I could turn them into tickets. That's another video waiting to happen. But it's also like a nice book plate. And then what I did is I used the butterfly one, and we do like to add butterflies to things as junk journalers. So that's the stamp butterfly, but actually I then thought I think I might prefer it with a die cut butterfly on it. So I'm putting a die cut butterfly on it. There's still a bit in there. Going to give it a bit of movement. And a bit of glue to stick it down. And then that's all ready to be stuck on something. Oh, and I haven't done my matting. So then I've cut these mats. I did some in early espresso, but I like the.
How did you get them bigger? I can see
how
you can do them on your scan and cut with the stencil. I can see how you could do that, but how did you get them bigger? Right.
So what I did, a little quick thing. So what I did was I used a pen, a real pen, not a Stampin' Right marker, because you get a more solid line with a pen. stamping right markers. They're effective because it's felt tip, basically. You get a bit of gap. So I did that, and I scanned it in, my scan and cut. Now, with a scan and cut, you have a choice between cutting the actual line that it sees, or adding a margin. So like so when you die cut there, you have a little bit of a white bit. So you can cut it like that. You can add 0.4 of a centimetre. So what's that, 4 millimetres, to make it look like that, or you can cut it to the edge, and you can add a wider margin. So what I did was I scanned this in, then I set it to cut with a margin. The first time I did it with a 0.4, goes up in 0.4s, but it wasn't quite big enough. It was a tiny margin. So then I went to 0.8, and then I very cleverly sort of pulled this out and put this down in exactly the same place. There's a grid on the plate, so like I had that right up to the corner, so then I could remove it and put that one up to the corner, and then I told it to cut, because it saves it all on the screen. If you haven't got a scan and cut, I'm probably talking a foreign language, but that's what I did, and so then it cut it out.
Clever.
I was impressed with myself. Didn't watch a tutorial or anything for that. I just went, I'm sure that would work. And it did.
I hope people are still with us. We haven't had a comment for ages.
Well, I'm watching it on Facebook. So yeah, Heather says awesome. Thank you, Heather.
Oh, see, they're not coming up on mine then. I've not got the comment. I was just thinking everyone's very, very quiet.
If you like swipe, if you swipe left to see comments.
I'm on my MacBook.
I don't know. Oh, Ali says we're engrossed. Super, thank you. So yeah, I'll just ink around the edges because I hate white edges. Oh, there's a little bit of a white edge there where my punch didn't punch it well enough. Now I've lost where it is. So yeah, I'll just stick that down. So yeah, that's. And then I started thinking, oh, I could do that with punch outs. You know, some of our punches, you want mats with your punches.
Yeah.
So, I could
I was just thinking that.
Punch out like a bit of acetate to create a stencil, draw it, scan it. Cooking on gas. Cooking on gas here.
Yeah.
So there we go. So that is my book plate. And then I thought, oh, it'd be nice if I had a little gem. And this is tip of the day. Okay, apart from me scan and cut tip of the day. I recently purchased these.
Oh, right. Oh, no, my comments are updating now.
Right. So I recently bought these.
Oh, yeah. Puff paint.
Okay. And I thought, I'm really bad at smudging them after I've put them down. I've used things like this in the past and it just make a mess. So then I thought, I wonder if I could make them in such a way that I could make them like actual enamel dots. So I've made myself
someone's saying that, yeah.
A whole load of, so this is like the backing paper you get on your rubber stamps. You know, when you peel off the stamps in left. So you need something that's had stickers on, or even your stamping dimensionals. That would work as well. So I just did them in all sorts of sizes, left them, and then they will peel off. And then I coloured them with my blend. So now I've got soft suede ones, and you have to be a little bit gentle. I used my spatula end to sort of peel it up a little bit. There, that's come off now quite nicely. Little dot. Put him there on the back of my butterfly. This is just going to splurge. I can feel it because I left the lid off. Come on. Oh. There we go. Bigger splodge than I wanted. Take it down. Just take the oozing off with me bit of tissue. And it's still a little bit pearlized because these are like pearlized drops. And it's still a little bit pearlized. And I thought that was really cool. Really cool. And then that could be put on. So here's one I made earlier. You could stick that on. I made these earlier in a video. Stick one of those behind. That could be a nice card or a tag or a journaling card. That's it on the front of an envelope. Very and nice. Then you could, if it's a gratitude thing, you could put little notes in there, all the things you're grateful for, and then pull it out on the Thanksgiving dinner table, because they go around the table and say what they're thankful for, what you're grateful for.
Yeah.
Which I thought was a bit bucket worthy, really, you know, vomit bucket worthy, but actually doing it, it was beautiful. Yeah. And we got really teary. My eldest son had me and Ed in tears. Wasn't expecting that from our eldest big boy, and yeah, it was just lovely. So yeah, that is me today, full of tips and tricks for your card making, journaling, whatever you're into.
Very nice.
So, and I put one of them gem things there as well. So yeah,
like the poppy set when you brought out the poppy. I forgot that was one of our oldies.
Yeah. So I basically used all of those sets, and I like that one. That's going in a journal. I love that. These are the moments we will look back on with joy. I love that sentiment. Right, yeah, I'll come back up.
Okie dokie.
Thank you for watching. Now, why don't you go? There's a link down below, and you can pop across and see what Jill has made during the live as well. And why don't you join us on our Facebook group next time? Okay, bye for now.
Bye.